Hi Libra, it's Majori here from the Punk Priestess, and welcome to your Tarotscope for March. So we're just going to start off here with a signifier. This is the main energy that's circulating you, and then we're going to get into the reading. I also have, besides tarot decks, I have astrology and oracles. So we're just going to be mixing and matching it and see what comes up. All right, very interesting energy, very beautiful right off the jump. So what I have here is the Magician, so a major arcana, huge energy coming through. And then I have humanity. So I love to see the Magician powering through. This is the energy of Mercury. We no longer have Mercury retrograde. So it is a great time for manifestation. You might be feeling very empowered at this time. And also that, you know, what you're speaking into is coming into existence. Like you're speaking it and it's manifesting. And this is definitely something that, you know, is going to benefit not only yourself, but humanity. Like you really are trying to advocate for humanity at this time and, you know, doing what you can to not only be a good person and to do your part, but to also see how, you know, your presence, your talents, your abilities, your skills, your care and concern, your empathy can help with others, and especially during these trying times around the world and in this country of America. But, you know, don't hide your magic. If there's, you know, tools that you want to use, or if there's things that you want to do it, because it's going to help humanity. Like your gifts will help humanity in this life. You just have to access them and take them off the shelf. And if you feel like you're not utilizing your skills and your abilities and your tools and your talents, like you need to reclaim them, because people, humanity, they need your gifts. They need your magic. So don't hold off. Life's too short to not do what you want to do. Life is too short to not create magic. And you know, people have a thirst for it. People want to have access to your magic, and they want your gifts. They will show up when you decide that you're going to show up for yourself and you're going to claim them. All right, so this is what I'm pulling here. I'm pulling the Page of Swords upright. I'm pulling Virgo, and then I'm pulling Pisces. So what a very interesting, beautiful energy. I love to see these cards come together. So let's start off with the Page of Swords. Air energy, young energy. And we have one of the tools with the Magician is a sword. So this is really saying that you need to use your voice. You need to use your mind. You need to communicate your ideas in a purposeful direction. And even if they might sound immature, even if they might sound like not fully developed, or, you know, you might not have the experience of this, but you want to do this, or like whatever it is, they're going to be young. Like you haven't seen the vision fully out because this is new for you. This is something you haven't done before. Or if you have done it, you haven't done it at like a huge capacity. You're just kind of a beginner in this space, in this, you know, field, industry, scenario, whatever it is. So with the Page of Swords, it's like there's no time than now to try. All the planets are direct until April. So you have time this month to really speak your truth, to really go after what you want, and people will listen and comprehend and hear you. Don't think like, oh, if I do this, it's not going to work out. Like people want to take what you have and what like your value into consideration, because they know that it's going to not only help them, but it's going to help others. So don't be shy, don't hold back, use your voice, open up that throat chakra, and, you know, have the world mirror what it is that is in your mind that you want to do in this life. Virgo energy, work. You're working through, you're powering through, and you're focused. You're cultivating right now. But what is it that you're cultivating? Are you cultivating someone else's vision, or you're cultivating your own vision? And that's what you have to really start thinking about. Like the more that you invest in this energy, or at this company, or in this relationship, is it really mirroring and manifesting and creating the magic that you want it to create in this life? Or is it just like, you know, I'm just doing this for a paycheck? Don't get so lost in the work that you forget the purpose of why you're doing the work in the first place. So thinking about health, thinking about mental health, thinking about spiritual health, spiritual hygiene. Doing this dance here with Virgo and with Pisces because they're stepsisters. They're the opposite signs. They're the medicine of the year. This is the medicine of the year, is Pisces in connection to Virgo. So you really need to think about the spiritual connection and attachment you have to the work you're doing. Is it healthy balance? Is it what you want to do? Is it feeding your soul? Or is it just work? Is it just to get by, live day by day? How can you bring more magic into your work? How can you bring more health and regiment and, you know, success into what you're doing, into your work? So you really have to reevaluate what's kind of going on and like really speak to the change that you want to see. It's a lot of mental energy. Mercury is ruling, this ruling planet of Virgo as well as Gemini. So you really have to think about communication at this time. If you have ideas, if there's change that you want to make, you got to do it this month. This is the time to do it. You're going to have your full moon in April. So you got to think about as well, what can you do this month that by the time you have your full moon on the 16th of April, you're going to be able to really reap those rewards. Closing some chapters, get the work done now to close a chapter so you can be like kumbaya, be in alignment with what you want for the rest of the year. You got to do the work now. And I think Pisces season, this Pisces season, February, March, is showing you the change that you need to make. You might be doing the work, but not really, you know, see the results, or you might not really know why you're doing this. And that's okay, because Pisces energy, it's mysterious, it's delusion, it's confusion, it's mystical, it's magic, you know, and you have to, you know, try to counteract that by finding the productivity in this time of water, in this time of dreams, in this time of imagination. Have your imaginations connect to your voice, to your vision. Speak the change that you want to see. Speak the imagination, speak the fantasy into existence, and work towards that. Just going to pull some oracle cards in connection with these tarot cards here. Okay, so what I have here is dimensional shift in connection to the Page of Swords upright. I have there is no you in connection with Virgo, and then mood with Pisces. So let's start with dimensional shift. You are going through a dimensional shift right now. That's like no better way to say that, you know, with this energy that's happening for you. So, you know, you really have to just go on this ride, go on this psychedelics trip, go on this shift, the ride of the shift, and find your voice through it. Find your voice through the change. Speak underwater. That's what you're doing right now. You're speaking underwater. You need to find a way to speak underwater. Aries season is going to start on March 20th. So you have, you know, it's going to be coming up. You're going to have some leadway. The energy is going to feel better. But you really need to use this time, use these shifts, use these cosmic forces, use this imaginative, elusive energy to your advantage. Work through it and try to find inspiration and motivation in it. There is no you. There's no one else like you. There's no one else who's going to work the way you do. There's no one else who's going to show up in this space, in this life, in this world like you. You are you. You are your own power, which is why it's so important for you to cultivate the magic that you want to see in this world, that you want to have for your life. You can't just be working a job just for money. You need something that's more purposeful. You need to offset and put yourself in a new direction. That's the mood this Pisces season. That is the mood, is for you to get in flow with your creativity, to get in flow with your desires. It's not a time for you to just be complacent and to not, you know, do we want to do. Like, you really need to think about, like, what is all this for? What is all this for? Why are you doing this? What's the end goal here? And if you lost sight of the end goal, that is also your answer, but you need to think bigger. You need to dream bigger for your life. You know, you can't just live day by day, because there's no one else like you. And once you're gone from this earth, you're not replaceable. So you got to like live up to your dreams and expectations, whatever they are in this life now. You can't keep on putting them on the back burner. You need to cultivate magic, not try to just cultivate money and work. Like if it's not purposeful, if it's not fulfilling, you know, why are you doing it? You're just wasting your own time. Live the best life you can now. Live today. Live now. I'm pulling here as I drop it. That's how Saturn works. So I'm pulling Saturn here. And then I'm pulling the week, day of the week. I should say it on here. Mind blinking. Well, anyways, this is just the week. So thinking about how you can reclaim more of your time in the week. But with Saturn here, Saturn's in Aquarius right now. Saturn's in your sister sign. So, you know, with this energy, it's teaching you that you really need to set yourself apart from the status quo. And it's hard for you because you like to morph into everyone around you. So it's like you really need to connect to who you are. You don't have to be so fixated on trying to have everyone like you or trying to keep the scales in balance. Like you really need to fixate and focus on who are you? If there is no you, who are you? Like, who are you? Who are you and what is it that you want away from expectations of others, away from the relationships that you're in, away from the work that you do, away from these material possessions, away from ego? This is not a time of ego right now. This is a time of magic. This is a time of spiritual connection and alignment. This is not a time to be powering through and trying to, you know, get all these things together for, you know, a promotion or whatever. It's like you're not even really clear about what you want. So how are you going to like really go after certain tangible aspects of your ego if you don't even know what you want? But Saturn Aquarius is teaching us that we are in charge of creating a new world, whatever it will be. We're moving away from convention. We're moving away from conformity, and we're forming a new society of rebels, a new society of individuality, a new society of nonconformist. And you really need to think about what kind of society, what kind of groups, what kind of people do you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a part of leaders? Do you want to be a part of people who are change makers, are leading the revolution? Or do you want to be, you know, stuck in the past and complacency and just working at a job just for money? That's a waste of your talents. You know, Libra is one of the most talented, most, you know, artistic souls in the zodiac. And you really have so much you need to do, but you get so bombarded by expectations of other people. And it brings you down. It brings your vibration down, which is why it's so important that, you know, you spend your weeks really thinking about how you can, or like, how do you want to live your weeks? Like, how do you want to be a better person or be like the best version of yourself during the week? How can you show up as that? And with Saturn, it's going to test, it's going to mold you, it's going to limit you, it's going to mold you, it's going to bring in karmic forces that are going to align you to what you ultimately need. But right now, it might not be what you want. You might not want the frustration. You might not want to be thinking about, oh, like, I need to, you know, do this or I need to do that, because, you know, it's challenging sometimes to get out of our own cycles and our own patterns. But for you, you need to do this work. So, you know, tap into your magic, tap into your potential, think about how your gifts can change the course of humanity and be part of the revolution, be a change maker. Don't be a conformist. It's not time to morph into a version of someone else. It's time for you to stand in your own power and your own truth and be you. All right. I'll see you next month, Libra. Thank you.